Good morning everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up. Hope you enjoyed the carrot video yesterday. I had a lot of fun making that and trying to get the timings right. I'm glad you all spotted my mate Mickey. He's resident. I know where his nest is. I think it's right in the corner of this polytunnel here. So yeah, it's just a little friend. Says hello to him every morning. Anyway, it's a dry day today, nice warm wind, so I'm going to get on with some jobs outside and get these no dig raised beds a bit more planted up today and protected, and because we got rain coming in over the next few days, so I can retreat to the tunnels and finish off planting in there. There's a lot to do, so I'm going to get right on with it now. Right, this bed I got finished off yesterday and I've got wallflowers in this for flowers sort of into January or February next year, and I've just put the carrot boxes, the carrot protection over the top, because the wind absolutely howls down through this plot through the winter. And if I just gently spin you around up here, see where the two tunnels are, the wind generally piles in right the way down the centre of those tunnels and right the way down over all these beds here. Or alternatively, if it's coming from the other direction, the valley actually heads off in that direction, and although you can't see them from here, the fells are just beyond those trees, so the wind absolutely howls across this car park and again straight up these plots. So it doesn't matter which way the wind's coming in the winter, I get it here, and it can be quite severe. Anyway, I got these planted yesterday, so I'm just going to finish off and get these protected and then start filling in some of the gaps on these beds for over winter. Right, these are spare plants. I potted these up when I planted this lot out. Plants are the same type, I mean you can see them, they are ropey looking. But I think, I think they will grow, so they've got two chances. I'll just stick them in the ground, green side up, and we'll see what happens. So they're very ropey looking. They're overlarge for the pots they're in, but I think they should grow, so I'm more than happy to give them a go. It'll take up some of the ground, use it up. If we get a couple of pickings off them, I'm happy. There we go, as I say, very, very, very ropey plants, but I've got them, they are growing. I mean, that one doesn't even want to stand up. Do it another plant in there. So there we go, that's another gap filled. Right, and this is Swiss Chard Rainbow I'm putting in here, and I'm only going to put 6 plants in here. Natural selection later on, i.e. deaths to the plants, will knock it down a bit. Because when they really get going, 2 would fill this bed. Just depends how big you like your plants and your leaves. I prefer a much bigger plant and a bigger leaf to harvest. Small ones are much nicer if you're wanting, you know, leaves for into salads, but I've never really taken to using chard in salads, to be honest. I prefer to cook it, so besides which, when everything's planted out, I mean currently I've got 5 lettuce to plant out. That's enough for any salad. I've sown another one, another 2, so that'll be 7, and then I've got rocket, and then I've got 2 different types of mustard, and I've got spinach. They've even got herbs, so I don't need leaves for salad really. I've got the house kind of covered. So there we go, there's a little bed. As I say, I'll probably knock that down to 4 or 3 or something like that later on. So that's another bit of bed planted, chard done. That's Swiss Chard Rainbow, that is. Right, there's the 6 chard I've just planted. And if I move over to the next bed, all those leaves there, that is 2 chard plants. And that's how I prefer to grow them, to that size. That's ready for a good picking now, and we'll get 2 or 3 meals off that this next week. And that's stunning. So 2 plants there, in an area here where I've got 6. That's why I don't mind if I lose a couple or if I start ripping some out later. We'll see. Right, this next one is a Chinese cabbage, and this one's called wont. Now I always plant quite a few of these every year because I seem to have immense trouble with them. As I've said in earlier videos, they get to a certain point and they just collapse on me a lot of the time, or pests eat them. Just die unexplained. I still try them every year. I still have a couple every year, manage to get a couple out, but for some reason they just don't do very well for me. Eventually I'll crack it and get it right. I mean, how do you lot grow yours? Do you grow Chinese cabbage through the winter? I mean, I grow a few others as well, Chinese cabbage. I mean, I've got 2 types of pak choy in the little tunnel there to be planted out in the big tunnel soon. Oh God, we love that. Wonderful. Now, as an ex-chef, I'll give you a little recipe tip for pak choy. In that, I'll harvest a couple, for 2 people I'll harvest a couple of pak choy cabbage, and that'll be shredded up, chopped with a knife, and then to that I'll add the same amount of leek or shallots or onions, and I'll fry the whole lot like a stir fry. That is just absolutely delightful. try it, see what you think. Right, we've got a few more very ropey potted on brassicas here. These are purple sprouting broccoli, that is. So we'll just whack these in the ground as usual, green side up. The only way to plant. I say they're not brilliant plants, but we'll see what happens. There we go, there's another little bit of bed planted out. So that'll do for there. Now, in these no-dig raised beds here that I've been planting up in through this video, I've done twice as much planting as what's on camera. I just thought you might get bored, so I didn't film it all. But most of them are brassicas, and they will munch up the nitrogen that I've got on excess in there that I identified in a previous video, the no-dig problem that I had. I'll put a link up on the screen, it'll be up here somewhere now, so you can go and have a look at that if you wish. So that's what I've been doing, and that's why I've been planting even old ropey plants. I don't really care if they come to fruition. I'm going to have plenty of food anyway out of the plot. I just wanted to get something in there just to start balancing up the soil in the beds, because as I say, I'm absolutely convinced there's far too much nitrogen in there. So the link, I say, will be up there, and you can go and have a look at that should you choose. But that's it for today. Hopefully the rain will hold off for tomorrow, though it's not looking promising, because I'd like to carry on outside and do a little bit more work before I'm resigned to going into the tunnels. But it's just starting to rain now, and the wind's been picking up, so I think this rough weather's going to be here this afternoon, unfortunately. So in that case, I'll be in the tunnels tomorrow, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, everyone. Please stay safe, look after your friends and your loved ones, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra now.